The November air was crisp as London prepared for one of its most anticipated royal events of the year. Inside the grand walls of Kensington Palace, preparations were underway for an evening that would mark a significant milestone for the Prince and Princess of Wales. After 2 long years away from the royal variety performance, Catherine and William were finally ready to return to one of the most glamorous events on the royal calendar. The morning of November 19th began quietly in their private apartments. Catherine sat at her dressing table, her reflection showing a woman who had weathered one of the most challenging periods of her life, with grace and dignity. The past year had tested her in ways she never imagined when she first joined the royal family 14 years earlier. The cancer diagnosis in early 2024 had changed everything, forcing her to step back from the public duties she loved and focus on her health and recovery. Now, in November 2025, she was finally ready to embrace the spotlight once again. Her announcement in January that her cancer was in remission had brought relief not just to her family, but to millions around the world who had followed her journey with concern and admiration. Today's appearance would be more than just another royal engagement. It would be a symbol of resilience, hope, and the enduring strength of the monarchy. William watched his wife from across the room as she prepared for the evening ahead. He had seen her through the darkest moments of her treatment, holding her hand through chemotherapy sessions and supporting her when the public spotlight felt too heavy to bear. The man who would one day be king had learned what it truly meant to be a devoted husband during those months when Catherine's health took priority over everything else. The Royal Albert Hall had always held special significance for the couple. Since their wedding in 2011, they had attended the royal variety performance 6 times together, each occasion bringing its own memories and magical moments. Catherine's fashion choices for these events had become legendary, from her beaded green Jenny Packham gown in 2021 that had originally dazzled audiences during their Pakistan tour, to the dramatic blue Sophia cape dress with sweeping split sleeves she wore in 2023 when they last attended with Crown Princess Victoria and Prince Daniel of Sweden. Today's preparation was different from those previous occasions. There was an extra layer of meaning to every detail, every choice. Catherine's stylist had worked closely with her to select the perfect ensemble for her triumphant return. The decision had ultimately fallen on a sleek gown by Talbot Runhoff, a design that would perfectly complement the grandeur of the evening while reflecting her personal journey back to public life. The gown itself was a masterpiece of understated elegance. Its clean lines and sophisticated silhouette spoke to Catherine's evolved sense of style, confident, refined, and utterly regal. But it was the accessories that would truly capture the attention of royal watchers and fashion enthusiasts alike. Catherine had chosen to wear the Greville diamond chandelier earrings, a stunning creation by Cartier that carried deep historical significance. These magnificent earrings had been bequeathed to Queen Elizabeth the Queen Mother by her dear friend Dame Margaret Greville, and they had become one of the most treasured pieces in the royal jewelry collection. The late Queen Elizabeth II had been particularly fond of them, wearing them on numerous occasions throughout her remarkable reign. For Catherine to choose these earrings for her return to the royal variety performance was deeply meaningful, a connection to the royal women who had come before her, and a symbol of her own place in the continuing story of the monarchy. As afternoon turned to evening, the couple's 3 children, Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis, gathered in their parents' room to see them before they departed. The children had grown accustomed to their mother's more limited public schedule over the past year, and they understood that tonight represented something special. Catherine had explained to them in simple terms about her health journey and why she had needed to rest and focus on getting better. Prince Louis, the youngest at 7 years old, was particularly fascinated by his mother's sparkling earrings. He reached up to gently touch one of the cascading diamonds, his eyes wide with wonder. Catherine laughed softly, the sound filling the room with warmth and bringing a smile to William's face. It was moments like these that reminded them both of what truly mattered: their family, their love for each other, and the simple joys that could be found even in the midst of life's greatest challenges. Princess Charlotte, now 10, and growing more confident in her royal role with each passing year, studied her mother's appearance with the keen eye of someone who already understood the importance of presentation in royal life. She nodded approvingly at Catherine's choice of jewelry, having inherited her grandmother Diana's appreciation for beautiful accessories. Prince George, at 12 and beginning to understand the weight of his future responsibilities, simply told his mother she looked beautiful and gave her an encouraging hug. The children would not be attending the Royal Variety performance, something that Catherine would later mention to young performers backstage. The event typically ran late into the evening, and despite their pleading, William and Catherine had decided it was best for them to remain at home with their nanny. This would become a charming moment during the evening when Catherine would tell young performers that her children were very sad not to be joining them and that they would have to keep it a big secret from George, Charlotte, and Louis. As the time for departure approached, the couple made their final preparations. William, looking distinguished in his formal evening wear, took his wife's hand and studied her face carefully. He could see the excitement in her eyes, but also detected a hint of nervousness. It had been 2 years since she had walked a red carpet for such a high-profile event, and despite her experience and natural poise, the prospect of facing the gathered media and crowds brought its own pressures. The Royal Variety performance was unlike any other royal engagement. It represented the perfect blend of tradition and modernity, bringing together the monarchy with the entertainment industry in support of a worthy cause. The Royal Variety Charity, which would benefit from the evening's proceedings, supported entertainment professionals in need of care and assistance, with a particular focus on mental health challenges, a cause that had always been close to both William and Catherine's hearts. This year's lineup promised to be exceptional. Hosted by British comedian Jason Manford, the evening would feature performances by Grammy-winning artist Jessie J, whose powerful voice and emotional depth would perfectly complement the significance of the occasion. Icelandic jazz sensation Laufey would bring her unique musical style to the prestigious stage, while the cast of Paddington the Musical would provide family-friendly entertainment that would delight audiences of all ages. The tribute from the West End and Paris casts of Les Miserables, celebrating the musical's 40th anniversary, would add a layer of theatrical grandeur to the evening. The inclusion of these legendary performers and productions emphasized the Royal Variety performance's role as a celebration of British entertainment excellence and its global influence. As their car pulled away from Kensington Palace, Catherine and William settled into comfortable silence, each lost in their own thoughts about the evening ahead. The short journey to the Royal Albert Hall would take them through the heart of London, past landmarks that held their own memories and significance. The city seemed to sparkle in the November darkness, streetlights creating a magical atmosphere that perfectly complemented the anticipation surrounding their return. Catherine gazed out the window at the familiar sights, reflecting on how much had changed since their last appearance at the Royal Variety performance in 2023. That evening had been wonderful, made even more special by the presence of Crown Princess Victoria and Prince Daniel of Sweden, who had been visiting the UK at the time. The four royals had created a striking image as they sat together in the royal box, embodying the international connections and friendships that defined modern monarchy. Tonight would be different, but no less meaningful. This would be Catherine's moment to show the world that she had not just survived her health challenges, but had emerged from them stronger and more determined than ever. Her presence at the Royal Albert Hall would send a powerful message about resilience, hope, and the importance of continuing to support the causes and organizations that mattered most. The royal variety performance had always been considered the unofficial beginning of the royal holiday season. Though held in November, the event was traditionally broadcast on ITV closer to Christmas, bringing the magic and glamour of the evening to millions of homes across the United Kingdom and beyond. For Catherine and William, it marked the start of a busy period that would include various Christmas engagements, charitable events, and family celebrations. As their car approached the Royal Albert Hall, the couple could see the gathering crowds and media already assembled outside the iconic venue. Photographers and cameramen were positioned strategically to capture every moment of their arrival, while fans hoping to catch a glimpse of the royal couple had begun gathering hours earlier despite the chilly November weather. The Royal Albert Hall itself stood majestically against the London skyline, its distinctive circular architecture and red brick facade illuminated for the special occasion. The building, which had hosted countless memorable performances since opening in 1871, would once again serve as the perfect backdrop for an evening of entertainment and royal glamour. Inside their car, Catherine took a deep breath and straightened the magnificent gradual earrings one final time. The diamonds caught the light from the street lamps, creating a dazzling display that seemed to promise an equally brilliant evening ahead. William reached over and squeezed her hand gently, a gesture that spoke volumes about their partnership and mutual support. The couple had weathered many storms together during their marriage, but the past year had tested them in ways they had never anticipated. William's love and devotion had never wavered throughout Catherine's treatment, and now he was proud to be by her side as she stepped back into the public eye with confidence and grace. As their car came to a stop outside the Royal Albert Hall's entrance, both Catherine and William could feel the energy and excitement of the crowd. The flashing cameras and shouted greetings from royal watchers created an electric atmosphere that reminded them both why they loved these public engagements, despite their sometimes overwhelming nature. Tonight would be about more than just entertainment and charity. It would be about celebrating the enduring appeal of the monarchy, the power of resilience in the face of adversity, and the simple joy of coming together to support a worthy cause. For Catherine, it would mark the beginning of a new chapter in her royal journey, one defined not by the challenges she had overcome, but by the strength and grace with which she had faced them. The car door opened, and the couple prepared to step out onto the red carpet for their grand return to one of the most beloved events in the royal calendar. The royal variety performance awaited, and with it, an evening that would remind everyone why Prince William and Princess Catherine continued to shine as two of the monarchy's most cherished and respected members. The moment Catherine's elegant heels touched the red carpet outside the Royal Albert Hall, a collective gasp seemed to rise from the assembled crowd. The Princess of Wales emerged from the car with the poise and confidence that had made her one of the most photographed women in the world. But tonight, there was something extra special about her presence. The Talbot Runhoff gown moved with liquid grace as she stood, the fabric catching the lights from dozens of cameras while the gradual diamond chandelier earrings created a spectacular cascade of sparkles with every turn of her head. William appeared beside her, looking every inch the future king in his impeccably tailored black evening wear. But what caught the attention of eagle-eyed photographers and royal watchers was the tender way he immediately placed his hand on Catherine's back. A protective and loving gesture that spoke volumes about their relationship. This simple touch, barely noticeable to casual observers, demonstrated the deep bond that had sustained them through the challenging months of Catherine's treatment and recovery. The crowd's reaction was immediate and overwhelming. Cheers erupted from royal fans who had waited hours in the November chill for this moment, many holding flowers and handmade signs expressing their love and support for the Princess of Wales. The warmth of their reception seemed to envelop Catherine like a comfort blanket, and her genuine smile in response showed how much their support meant to her during this significant return to public life. As they walked slowly along the red carpet, Stopping for photographs and acknowledging the crowds, Catherine's demeanor revealed a woman who had emerged from her health challenges stronger and more purposeful than ever. The months of treatment had given her a new perspective on life, duty, and the precious nature of the moments that truly mattered. Every smile, every wave, every interaction tonight would be infused with that hard-won wisdom. The media presence was extraordinary, even by royal standards. Photographers from around the world had gathered to document this historic return, understanding that these images would become defining moments in the continuing story of the modern monarchy. Fashion editors studied every detail of Catherine's appearance, already preparing to analyze her choice of designer, jewelry, and styling for the next day's coverage. But beyond the glamour and spectacle, there was a deeper story being told, one of resilience, hope, and the enduring power of the human spirit. Inside the Royal Albert Hall's grand foyer, the couple was greeted by officials from the Royal Variety Charity, the organization that would benefit from the evening's proceedings. These representatives had waited eagerly to welcome back two of their most important patrons, knowing that William and Catherine's presence would significantly boost both the event's profile and its fundraising potential. The charity's work supporting entertainment professionals, particularly those facing mental health challenges, aligned perfectly with causes that had always been close to the royal couple's hearts. The venue itself was transformed for the occasion, with stunning floral arrangements and elegant lighting creating an atmosphere of refined celebration. The Royal Albert Hall, with its distinctive circular architecture and soaring dome, provided the perfect backdrop for an evening that would blend traditional royal pageantry with contemporary entertainment excellence. Every detail had been carefully planned to ensure that the evening would be memorable for both the distinguished guests and the millions who would eventually watch the televised broadcast. As they moved through the reception area, Catherine and William were introduced to the evening's host, Jason Manford, whose warm personality and quick wit had made him one of Britain's most beloved comedians. Manford, clearly honored to be hosting such a prestigious event, greeted the royal couple with the perfect balance of respect and humor that would characterize his performance throughout the evening. His presence as host represented the modern, accessible face of British entertainment while maintaining the dignity and tradition that the royal variety performance demanded. The couple was then led to meet some of the evening's performers, a tradition that had become one of the most anticipated aspects of any royal attendance at the event. These backstage encounters often produced some of the evening's most genuine and memorable moments, allowing the royals to connect personally with the artists, who would soon dazzle the audience with their talents. Their first introduction was to Jessie J, the powerhouse vocalist whose emotional performances had touched millions around the world. The singer, elegant in her own stunning evening wear, expressed her excitement about performing for the royal couple, and spoke movingly about the importance of the Royal Variety Charity's work. Catherine, who had always been passionate about mental health advocacy, connected immediately with Jessie's commitment to using her platform to raise awareness about emotional well-being and personal resilience. The conversation between Catherine and Jessie J revealed the princess's deep understanding of the challenges that performers face, particularly regarding mental health and the pressures of public life. Having navigated her own very public health journey, Catherine was able to speak with genuine empathy about the importance of support systems and the courage required to be vulnerable in the public eye. The exchange was brief but meaningful, creating a connection that would add extra significance to Jessie's performance later in the evening. Next, they met Laufey, the Grammy-winning Icelandic jazz sensation whose unique musical style had captivated audiences worldwide. The young artist, clearly moved to be meeting the royal couple, spoke passionately about her music and her gratitude for the opportunity to perform at such a prestigious venue. William, who had always appreciated diverse musical styles, engaged warmly with Laufey about her creative process and her journey from Iceland to international recognition. One of the evening's most charming encounters came when Catherine met members of the Paddington the musical cast. The beloved bear's story had always held special significance for British families, and the musical adaptation had brought new life to Michael Bond's cherished character. When Catherine learned that some of the young performers had children at home, she couldn't help but smile as she shared a delightful secret. "My kiddies will be very sad they missed the show," Catherine confided to the young performers, bringing her finger to her lips with a conspiratorial gesture. "We are going to have to keep it a big secret. They were very sad not to be joining us tonight." This spontaneous moment of maternal connection showed Catherine at her most natural and relatable, demonstrating why she had become such a beloved figure both within the royal family and among the British public. The interaction with the Paddington performers was particularly poignant because it highlighted Catherine's ability to balance her roles as a mother and a public figure. Despite the glamour and formality of the evening, she remained grounded in her identity as a parent who understood the disappointment her children felt at missing such a special occasion. Her willingness to share this personal moment with the performers created an instant bond and showed her genuine care for others, especially when it came to matters involving children. As they continued their backstage tour, William and Catherine encountered one of the evening's most remarkable guests, Daphne Selfa, recognized as one of the world's oldest working supermodels at 95 years old. The legendary model, stunning in a silver dress with dramatic red feather cuffs, embodied the timeless elegance and resilience that had defined her extraordinary career spanning more than 7 decades. "Hello, Daphne. I love your outfit," Catherine exclaimed with genuine enthusiasm, immediately putting the remarkable nonagenarian at ease. The compliment was sincere and heartfelt, reflecting Catherine's own deep appreciation for style and her understanding of how clothing could be used to make statements about confidence and self-expression. The interaction between the two women, separated by more than 60 years but united in their understanding of grace under pressure, created one of the evening's most touching moments. William joined the conversation, clearly impressed by Daphne's vitality and continued passion for her profession. The exchange highlighted one of the most beautiful aspects of the Royal Variety performance: its ability to bring together people from different generations and backgrounds, all united by their love of entertainment and their commitment to supporting worthy causes. When one of the evening's performers playfully commented on Catherine's height, the princess laughed warmly and admitted, "I have high heels on. I'm cheating." The self-deprecating humor was vintage Catherine, showing her ability to connect with others through genuine, unguarded moments. William, never one to miss an opportunity for gentle humor, added with a grin, "I don't have high heels on, not yet," causing laughter to ripple through the group and further demonstrating the couple's easy rapport with the performers. These backstage interactions were more than mere protocol. They represented the heart of what made royal engagements meaningful. Catherine and William's genuine interest in the performers' work, their willingness to engage in authentic conversations, and their ability to make each person feel valued and heard demonstrated why they had become such effective ambassadors for the monarchy. Their presence elevated the entire evening while never overshadowing the talented artists who would soon take the stage. The couple was also introduced to representatives from the Les Miserables production, who would be performing a special tribute to celebrate the musical's 40th anniversary. The enduring popularity of this musical masterpiece reflected the same timeless themes that characterized the Royal Variety performance itself: hope triumphing over adversity, the power of human connection, and the importance of supporting those in need. Catherine, who had always been moved by the musical's powerful themes of redemption and resilience, spoke knowledgeably about the production's cultural impact and its continued relevance to contemporary audiences. As the pre-performance reception continued, the couple moved through the elegant spaces of the Royal Albert Hall with practiced ease, greeting charity officials, distinguished guests, and supporters who had contributed to making the evening possible. Each interaction was handled with the perfect balance of warmth and formality that characterized their public appearances, but tonight there was an extra layer of significance to every conversation. Catherine's return to this level of public engagement represented more than just the resumption of royal duties. It symbolized triumph over adversity and the continuation of service despite personal challenges. Her radiant appearance and confident demeanor sent a powerful message about the importance of perseverance and the possibility of emerging stronger from life's most difficult tests. The evening's guest list included entertainment industry luminaries, charity supporters, and distinguished individuals from various fields who had come together to celebrate British talent while supporting a worthy cause. The diversity of the gathering reflected the Royal Variety Performance's unique position in British cultural life as an event that brought together the establishment and the creative community in support of shared values. As the time approached for them to take their seats in the royal box, Catherine took a moment to appreciate the magnitude of the evening's significance. The Royal Albert Hall buzzed with anticipation, filled with an audience eager to witness both spectacular performances and the return of one of Britain's most beloved royal couples to one of their favorite annual engagements. The couple's journey to their seats would take them through the hall's magnificent interior, past audience members who rose respectfully as they passed. The royal box, positioned to provide the perfect view of the stage while allowing the audience to see their royal guests, had been specially prepared for the evening with elegant furnishings and subtle security arrangements that would ensure both comfort and safety throughout the performance. Walking through the Royal Albert Hall's corridors, with Catherine's gown rustling softly against the plush carpeting and William's protective presence beside her, they embodied everything that made the modern monarchy relevant and inspiring. Their love for each other, their commitment to duty, and their genuine care for the causes they supported created a powerful combination that would make this evening unforgettable for everyone present. The anticipation in the air was electric as they approached the royal box, knowing that once they took their seats, the evening's entertainment would begin in earnest. The performers were ready, the audience was assembled, and the stage was set for an evening that would remind everyone why the Royal Variety Performance remained one of the most cherished events on the British cultural calendar. As Catherine and William settled into the plush velvet seats of the royal box, a hush fell over the packed Royal Albert Hall. The magnificent venue, with its soaring dome and distinctive red brick interior, seemed to hold its breath in anticipation of the evening's entertainment. The royal couple's presence in the ornate box, positioned perfectly to view the stage while allowing the audience to catch glimpses of their reactions, added an extra layer of excitement to an event that was already charged with anticipation. Catherine adjusted her stunning Talbot Runhoff gown gracefully, the fabric settling around her like liquid silk, while the Greville diamond chandelier earrings caught the warm glow of the hall's lighting. She had chosen to wear her hair in a style that showcased the magnificent jewelry while framing her face beautifully, creating an image of regal elegance that would grace newspaper front pages and magazine covers around the world the following morning. From their elevated position, the couple could see the sea of faces turned expectantly toward the stage, each audience member eager for the show to begin. The Royal Albert Hall had witnessed countless memorable performances since its opening in 1871, but tonight felt particularly special. The combination of stellar entertainment, royal patronage, and charitable purpose created an atmosphere that was both intimate and grand, contemporary and traditional. William, looking distinguished in his formal evening wear, leaned slightly toward his wife as they waited for the performance to commence. Their easy intimacy, visible even in this very public setting, spoke to the strength of their partnership and the comfort they had found in each other throughout their marriage. Royal watchers and photographers noted the way Catherine occasionally glanced at her husband with what could only be described as adoring looks, a testament to the enduring romance that had sustained them through both joyous celebrations and challenging trials. The evening began with the entrance of host Jason Manford, whose warm personality and skillful humor immediately connected with the audience. His opening remarks struck the perfect tone for the evening, respectful toward the royal guests while celebrating the performers and acknowledging the important charitable mission that brought everyone together. The comedian's ability to balance reverence with relatability exemplified the modern approach to royal entertainment that had made the royal variety performance such an enduring success. Catherine Jenkins, the renowned Welsh opera star, opened the evening with a stirring rendition of the national anthem that sent chills through the assembled audience. Her powerful voice filled every corner of the Royal Albert Hall, creating a moment of unity and patriotic pride that perfectly captured the significance of the occasion. Catherine and William stood with the rest of the audience, their faces reflecting the deep respect and emotion that the anthem always evoked during such ceremonial moments. As the evening's entertainment unfolded, it became clear that the producers had created a program that perfectly balanced different musical styles and theatrical traditions. Each performance built upon the last, creating a crescendo of talent that showcased the very best of British and international entertainment while maintaining the variety and pace that had made the royal variety performance famous worldwide. When Jessie J took the stage, the connection she had formed with Catherine during their earlier backstage meeting seemed to inform her performance. The singer's powerful voice and emotional delivery created one of the evening's most moving moments, particularly during a song that spoke to themes of resilience and personal strength. Catherine watched with rapt attention, clearly moved by both the musical excellence and the personal courage that Jessie's performance represented. The princess's own journey through illness and recovery had given her a deeper appreciation for art that explored themes of overcoming adversity and finding strength in vulnerability. As Jessie's voice soared through the hall, reaching every seat with its power and emotion, Catherine was reminded of the healing power of music and the importance of artists who use their platforms to inspire and uplift others. William, too, was visibly impressed by the performance, applauding enthusiastically as Jessie concluded her set. The Prince of Wales had always appreciated the arts, understanding their vital role in British cultural life and their power to bring people together across social and economic boundaries. Tonight's performances reinforced his belief in the importance of supporting creative industries and the individuals who dedicated their lives to entertaining and inspiring others. The appearance of the Paddington the Musical cast brought a different energy to the evening, one that was distinctly British and charmingly family-friendly. The beloved bear's adventures, brought to life through clever staging and delightful performances, created moments of pure joy that had the entire audience smiling. Catherine's earlier conversation with the young performers added an extra layer of meaning to their appearance as she watched them bring their considerable talents to one of the most prestigious stages in the entertainment world. During the Paddington number, Catherine was caught on camera laughing genuinely at the bear's antics, her face lighting up with the kind of unguarded delight that reminded everyone of her fundamental warmth and humanity. These spontaneous reactions were among the evening's most treasured moments, showing the Princess of Wales not as a distant royal figure but as someone who could still find joy in simple pleasures and innocent entertainment. Laufey's performance brought an entirely different aesthetic to the evening, her unique blend of jazz and contemporary music creating an atmosphere of sophisticated cool that perfectly complemented her artistic vision. The Grammy-winning artist's stage presence was magnetic, drawing the audience into her musical world with an intimacy that seemed almost impossible in such a large venue. Her ability to make the Royal Albert Hall feel like an intimate jazz club demonstrated the transformative power of truly exceptional artistry. Catherine and William both seemed particularly engaged during Lofay's set, appreciating not only her musical talent but also her innovative approach to blending traditional and contemporary styles. The performance represented everything that made modern British entertainment so vital: respect for tradition combined with fearless innovation and a commitment to artistic excellence. The tribute to Les Miserables, celebrating the musical's 40th anniversary, provided one of the evening's emotional high points. The combined casts from London's West End and Paris delivered a performance that reminded everyone why this particular musical had endured for 4 decades. Its themes of social justice, redemption, and hope remaining as relevant today as they were when Victor Hugo first penned his masterpiece. As the familiar melodies of One Day More and Do You Hear the People Sing filled the hall, Catherine was visibly moved by the power of the performance. The musical's themes of fighting for justice and supporting the less fortunate resonated deeply with her own charitable work and her understanding of the role that privilege and position should play in serving others. William, too, was clearly affected by the performance, understanding how the musical's messages aligned with the values that guided their royal service. The evening continued with performances from Madness, making their royal variety debut with the infectious energy and distinctive sound that had made them icons of British music. Their performance brought a different generation of audience members to their feet, proving that the royal variety performance's appeal crossed age boundaries and musical preferences. The band's enthusiasm was infectious, creating moments of pure celebration that had the entire hall, including the royal box, moving to the rhythm. Comedy segments throughout the evening featured Stephen Fry, Tom Davis, and Mick Miller, each bringing their unique style of humor to the proceedings. Stephen Fry's wit and intellectual approach to comedy provided sophisticated entertainment that appealed to the distinguished audience, while the other performers added variety and contemporary relevance to the comedic portions of the show. Sir Bob Geldof and Midge Ure's introduction to the Live Aid musical Just for One Day brought historical gravitas to the evening, reminding everyone of music's power to effect real change in the world. The segment celebrating this iconic moment in music history resonated particularly strongly with William and Catherine, who understood the importance of using celebrity and influence to address global challenges and humanitarian crises. Throughout the evening, the cameras frequently captured intimate moments between the royal couple. William's protective instincts were evident in the way he occasionally checked on Catherine, ensuring her comfort and happiness throughout the long performance. Catherine's radiant smile and obvious enjoyment of the entertainment created some of the evening's most photographed moments, images that would become symbols of her successful return to full public duties. The grand finale brought all the evening's performers together on stage for a celebration that filled the Royal Albert Hall with music, color, and joy. The spectacular conclusion featured elaborate staging, stunning costumes, and a musical arrangement that showcased the diversity and excellence of British entertainment. As confetti fell from the dome and the entire cast took their final bows, the audience erupted in sustained applause that seemed to go on forever. Catherine and William rose with the rest of the audience, their applause enthusiastic and sustained as they showed their appreciation for the remarkable entertainment they had witnessed. The Princess of Wales's radiant smile and obvious pleasure in the evening's performances sent a clear message about her complete return to royal duties and her renewed energy for supporting the causes and events that mattered most to the monarchy. As the formal performance concluded, the royal couple prepared to meet the performers once more in a traditional backstage reception. These post-show encounters allowed for more relaxed conversations and the opportunity to congratulate the artists personally on their exceptional performances. The informal atmosphere of these meetings often produced some of the most genuine and memorable moments of any royal engagement. Walking backstage after the performance, Catherine moved with the confidence and grace of someone who had fully reclaimed her place in public life. The months of treatment and recovery had not diminished her natural elegance or her ability to connect with people from all walks of life. If anything, her experiences had deepened her empathy and enhanced her appreciation for the courage required to perform at the highest levels. The conversations with performers after the show were warm and lengthy, with both Catherine and William taking genuine interest in the artist's experiences and future projects. Their questions demonstrated real knowledge of the entertainment industry and sincere appreciation for the dedication required to excel in such demanding professions. When it came time to leave the Royal Albert Hall, the couple's departure was as graceful and memorable as their arrival had been. The audience members who had remained to catch a final glimpse of the royal guests were rewarded with warm waves and genuine smiles that reflected the joy both William and Catherine had found in the evening's entertainment. Walking to their waiting car, Catherine's hand was securely held by William's, a simple gesture that spoke volumes about their partnership and his continued protectiveness after the challenging year they had weathered together. The Greville diamond earrings caught the lights of the photographer's cameras one final time, creating a fitting end to an evening that had been both a triumph of entertainment and a celebration of royal resilience. As their car pulled away from the Royal Albert Hall, both Catherine and William reflected on an evening that had exceeded all their expectations. The return to the royal variety performance had been more than just another royal engagement. It had been a statement about the enduring power of hope, the importance of supporting worthy causes, and the unbreakable strength of their bond as a couple and as representatives of the modern monarchy. The evening would be remembered not only for its exceptional entertainment, but also for what it represented: the successful return of one of Britain's most beloved royal figures to full public life, and the continuing evolution of a monarchy that remained relevant, caring, and deeply connected to the people it served. Catherine and William had indeed shone brightly at the royal variety performance, illuminating both the stage and the path forward for a royal family that continued to inspire hope and admiration around the world.